Yeah.
My father told me I was timid child. At the school they said I had no style. I was dreaming to be those cookies, but I can't afford my whole teenage life. Now I've been many places so delicious. I used to cry overnight, but now I'm not gonna fit. It's the start of show.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Voyage of Vemna, and this is Miss Alexander. God bless you all. Today I'm taking you all on a 3-day trip that I took in association with the medical camp. This is Bethany Medical Center at Anaikatti, which is located in Tamil Nadu but is very close to the Kerala border. We were here for a medical camp. This was day 1, and in the evening post camp we came to Metupalayam, from where we came to Kotagiri, which is a quaint little town in NILGIRIS district. Here we visited the Kotagiri Medical Fellowship, where we had our day 2 of camp. After being on the road for more than 7 to 8 hours, we were so tired and we rushed to our room. We were allotted this very quaint little cottage which had very spacious rooms and had hot water, which was definitely a plus point, because after a journey like that you definitely need a hot shower. After unpacking all of our stuff, we had a lot of time to kill, and we were hungry, so we just headed out to the town, which is a very quaint little town with those old Bourmas and bakeries. And I don't know why everything there in the bakeries was sweet. There was very little of savory. I think the people in the mountains prefer savory. The next day we saw our patients, and then in the evening we booked a cab and headed out to see the famous Coronado Viewpoint, Kodanad Estate, which was previously owned by the ex-Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, that is Miss Jayalalitha. She was much revered and her estate is too. We have heard a lot about it, so thought that we'll give it a visit. Definitely the journey was 10 by 10, so good. We were driving through tea plantations and hills, and there was a lot of fogging, which was overwhelming at first, but I really loved it. It was the first experience driving through the clouds, and overall I felt like a main character in some movie, and it made me feel so good. My skin was glowing because of the sudden drop in temperature. We felt a little under the weather, so stopped by at a Wayside Tea Store to get some strong Nilgiri teas, and we enjoyed the view. You can see here it's fogging really bad. We thought that we might miss on the view because of the intense fogging, but nevertheless, since we made it till here, we thought we'll continue our journey, because our driver said it might clear up. Though we didn't have any hopes, I just told God, I was like, Lord, if you've taken us here and if it is your will, please show us. And you will not believe, the fog cleared up and we got to see our view. This is just a viewpoint on the way, and would definitely recommend the tea and this viewpoint because you get amazing photos, and there was really nice strong breeze making you feel like a heroine out of the movie. And here we reached the estate. There were some bulls grazing by, and the wind was really strong, which is something I was surprised, because it was really cold and the wind was very strong. You can see both of our professors are being pulled by the wind, and oh yes, that umbrella is actually being pulled by the wind. There was really gusty winds. Oh, and the trails are so beautiful. You get amazing photographs here. Will definitely recommend this spot. After the estate board point, the roads are so beautiful. There's some lavender color flower. I don't know whether it's a wildflower or I really don't know what it was, but it looked so pretty. The winding curves with those violet flowers and those tall trees in between the tea plantations. It was absolutely spectacular. Finally, we reached the viewpoint, and there was an entry fee of 30 rupees per person, and also I think you have to pay for parking as well if you're bringing your own vehicle. And the viewpoint was amazing. The view was out of this place. I have never seen something so beautiful. Because the viewpoint is literally at a very high altitude, so you feel like you're walking through clouds, and there's a small little river, if I'm not wrong, and there's plains and mountains and lush greenery everywhere. Overall, it was definitely worth it. We even spotted peacocks running around. In fact, an entire family, which you'll see in this clipping. You can see the peacock, and then the peahen and a baby peacock, hopefully. Though the view was out of the world, there were some naughty little monkeys which were pestering all the tourists that were around. And that ended our day 2, and on day 3 it was a free day, so we decided to head out to Kunur via road. And this is our driver uncle whom we were acquainted with by somebody at the hospital. He was definitely a very nice guide because he knew in and out of Nilgiris. He knew all the pathways, he knew it in and out, he knew all the history behind it, he knew a lot of information which was really interesting, and it was so nice to talk to him because he knew a lot on different topics, and we were having very interesting conversation all throughout the journey. And it was so nice to drive in through the clouds. The views were really nice, and he was very nice to stop at those places wherever we wanted to take pictures. Very, very patient with us. Took us to all the places where we wanted to go and even more. Planned out the entire thing, and this is him stopping the vehicle just because I said it smelled good. So he went and plucked some fresh eucalyptus leaves from the tree so that I could smell it at hand. How nice of him. I mean, I was impressed. At this I was really impressed, and with one whiff my entire nasal blockage opened up. This is the tea gardens of Coonor. So the first stop was Catherine Waterfalls. In front, as usual, there are a lot of stalls with curios and touristy stuffs and photo booths where you can rent out costumes to take pictures standing in the middle of the tea gardens. And then comes the viewpoint, which is at the edge of a rock, which is fenced. There's been a lot of incidents where people cross the fence and try to jump off and suicide. It's quite steep and deep, and according to the person who stands in this tea stall, if somebody jumps or accidentally falls in, there's no coming back. It was definitely disappointing because the name said Catherine Waterfalls, so I expected a lot of water and to see a waterfall quite up front, but this was very disappointing because it was quite far away and it was relatively a small waterfall, at least according to me. And it's definitely a one-time visit, but would not come back here if I ever again get to visit Kunur. And if it's intensely fogging like in the video, then there's no point coming here because you wouldn't be even able to spot the waterfall. What's a visit to Kunur without visiting a tea factory? So we headed to Benchmark Tea Factory in Kunur, which also has a branch in Ooty if I'm not wrong. We had to pay an entry ticket again, I think of 30 rupees if I'm not wrong, or something more. And we were given wrist bandages. It was probably a 15 to 20 minute tour where we had a staff accompany us and take us through all the processes of making tea powder, from plucking the leaves and differentiating which leaf goes in where and how the processes are. She explained to us very well. Also, the tea powder that they produce are of very premium quality that they do not sell in retail in India other than in their exclusive stores on site of their tea factories. Most of their products are exported to other countries, which is really sad because I feel we also deserve to experience such good premium tea. But what she said was that if they are to sell this tea powder in retail prices, then they would have to compromise on the quality, and hence they do not do that.
What love has done.
After the informative session, we had a tea tasting session where we were offered different variants of tea. I chose to buy the lemon tea because if you could mix it with hot water, it turned as normal lemon tea, and you can mix it with cold water and have it as iced tea, which kind of fascinated me because the taste and smell of that lemon tea powder was so good. If you're a fan of iced tea, then definitely get the lemon iced tea powder, the lemon tea powder, because you can use it for iced tea as well as for normal hot lemon tea. I really loved it and I can vouch for it. This was the strawberry plant nursery from where we got some hazelnut chocolate, which was something that stood out to me. They even have wines, preserved strawberry, as well as strawberry gems, all of that of good quality, but I really love the hazelnut chocolates and would definitely recommend buying them if you're around this place. Next, we headed to Lems Park. The bhaji wala uncle there was so good. He makes amazing chili bhajis as well as the plantain bhajis. Would definitely recommend going there just for that, though the view was not that great. Wouldn't recommend going there for the view because there's nothing much to see there. It's just another hyped up tourist destination. After that we had a very nice lunch at one of the restaurants in Kunur town. I don't remember the name of it. Post that, our driver uncle took us to the military regiment area, which had a museum. Sadly, it was not open the time when we went. It opens at around 2 o'clock and is open till I think late night, if I'm not wrong. We were a little too early and did not want to waste time waiting there for that. We drove around the entire Madras regiment, which was accessible to civilians. We saw the military school and hospital and all the other areas which were used for training and all of that. It was really a wonderful sight and grateful for the opportunity to visit that place. Overall, I am so happy and my heart was so full. I was reminded of this verse from the Bible, Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than what you think or imagine, according to his spirit that is at work within us. This was the verse that kept ringing in my ear, because this trip was planned to be a very ordinary medical camp trip. But God turned it out to be a wonderful break with so much fun and wonderful sights, just reminding me of his splendor and glory. Everywhere that I went just roared of the splendor and glory of God's creation. If his creation is so much glorious, imagine how glorious he would be. And I'm so glad that God gave me this break, and more than that, I am grateful for the company. Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshman, Dr. Benjamin and Evangelika. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and this is me, Miss Alexander, signing out until the next vlog.